Good morning. Today we're going to continue our work on hips that we started yesterday. And before we begin that, I did want to start bringing more philosophy into our class, kind of woven as a thread. Some people are very fascinated by it. I know you know who you are, and they tend to study it a lot more in their own personal. You can get an entire degree in yogic philosophy, completely separate from the physical practice that we are doing right now. In Iyengar's book, this is one of my favorite books if you wanted a book that kind of covered everything. It came out last year, the year before, and I think it even came out at Costco. And what it did was it married the physical practice, some basic philosophy, his biography, and Iyengar is very influential to a lot of teachers that you tend to study in North America. The point of Iyengar, I notice, is that it takes a little bit more attention to correct alignment, and that is because it's for safety, but it's also part of the moving meditation, or the actual practice is to be mindful in how your bones are placed so that the pose can have its optimal benefits. Just want to read a really quick thing from this book, Where Yoga Can Take You. According to Patanjali, the aim of yoga is to calm the chaos of conflicting impulses and thoughts, so still the fluctuations of the mind. The mind, which is responsible for our thoughts and impulses, is naturally inclined to asmita, or egoism. They always want to take over. From this spring the prejudice and biases that lead to pain and distress in our daily lives. Yogic science centers the intelligence in two areas, the heart and the head. The intelligence of the heart, sometimes called the root mind, is the actual agent of ahankara, or false pride, which disturbs the intelligence of our head. So our heart, our feelings tend to disrupt what we know is correct, or what we should be doing. And that's usually our thoughts, causing fluctuations in the body of the mind. Patanjali describes these afflictions as vyadi, or physical ailments, sthayana, or the reluctance to work. So our brain doesn't really want to do the work. We are inherently lazy. We also don't want to push away these thoughts. Somehow our ego thinks they're very important. Samshaya, or doubt, pramada, or indifference, alasya, or laziness, avarati, or the desire for sensual satisfaction, bhranti, darshana, or false knowledge, alabdha, pumbamikatva, or indisposition. And this word I really don't know. Angamayayatva, or unsteadiness in the body. And lastly, shvasa, prashvasa, or unsteady respiration, so unsteady breathing. Only yoga eradicates all of these afflictions and disciplines our mind, emotions, intellect, and reason. So all these physical things come to manifestation, whether it's shortness of breath, tight body, injuries in your body, because we can't get out of our brain controlled by our heart. There's like two kinds of brains going on. Our brain that runs physiological actions, breathing, going to the bathroom, and then there's that other brain which resides in our emotional heart that overrides what I should do. We all know what we should do in terms of relationships, health, better living, and yet our ego overrides what's good for us. So hopefully all that talking makes sense. Our yoga practice is to almost like corral and calm down this bucking bronco, that's our ego and our brain, through physical asana and breathing, so that we can be more steady throughout most of our lives. So today, without further ado, we're going to come onto the mat and do some physical practice. Then we will do our sun salutations. I promise I'm bringing back the plank, and then we will do a bit more hip work. Perfect afternoon for hump day. Happy Wednesday. So coming onto the mat, you want to find a place where you can slowly think about your back. Remember the preciousness of each bone in the spine. And if we did each movement with that much care and thought, maybe we wouldn't have like a physical or athletic injury. So I'm going to walk, I can either walk my heels towards my bum or my bum towards my heels. However, I can lengthen the spine and for a moment use this floor to support the back in a more straight line, no curves. Arms are wide open, that's going to create that space behind the heart. And let's do 5 breath rounds here with our eyes closed in constructive rest instead of seated. Inhale 1, open your palms. Pause at the top of the inhale and exhale. And as your belly falls, I want you to check in with the hip flexors and notice if there's any resistance in the lower half of your body. Inhale 2, nails root down, chest rises, but we're not actually lifting anything. We're standing up on our chest, but I'm not lifting my hips or my shoulders. Pause at the top of the breath and exhale. And one more time, cat hair. Inhale, chest rises, hands root down, forearms, shoulders, ribs root down, belly engages as you try to bring that chest up to the sky without lifting your hips. Exhale, back body to the floor. And I don't know why, but I visualize an old-fashioned bellow, opening and closing like an accordion. We're going to do one last breath. Back body roots down, front body rises. Inhale, 5. Exhale, let all the way down. And can you leave in this state of exhale, empty lungs for 2 counts without rushing to breathe again? Just sit with that sensation of emptiness. And then relax. Thighs to chest. Little boat or circles. I want to massage any tension in my lower back. One direction, the other. And then I'm going to pull the knees in as deeply as I can. Option to walk your hands down the shins or come behind the thighs. We'll take our knees to the floor on the left. Double leg spinal twist. Right arm open. Hopefully your chest is starting to receive this more after all these months of practice, and that the weight of that shoulder helps to stretch diagonally the lines of our body. 2 more breaths here. And then bringing your knees to center, little boat once more. You can even bring your hands into cactus and do little boat using core and the legs glued together, flex feet. Then let's take our knees to the floor on the right. Double leg spinal twist. Oh, I'm going to take my arms out to a T. Feels good. And notice any hesitation. Where's the hesitation in your physical body? And then help yourself come all the way back to center. Circles, no arms. One direction or the other. Let's take our feet in the air. Circles, no arms. Glue those thighs, calves, arches together. Feet are flexed or pointed. One direction and the other. And then back to center. Right leg in tight. Left foot in the air, flex both feet, drawing that right thigh in as deeply as you can into your belly, and then slowly lower that flexed heel, imagining there was a heavy weight on the heel. When it hits the floor, move around till you can pull that right thigh in a little deeper. Hands are on the shin or behind the thigh. 2 breaths here, single leg wind relieving pose. Option to lift that heel 1 inch off the floor. Option to lift your chest to that thigh, staring at your flexed toes, squeezing everything to center, and then exhale down. Cat here. Left hand takes right knee over, single leg spinal twist. Back to center. Little boat or circles. Left leg in tight, right foot. Let's take that in the air, flex, and slowly lower all the way down. Slowly take, what am I hitting? I'm going to hit the right heel to the floor, draw the left thigh until there is no more space to bring that in. Right heel lifts a couple inches off the floor, dangle. Option to stay here, or lift your chest to your thigh and squeeze those inner thighs to center. And then release. Right hand takes left knee over, single leg spinal twist, keeping that left shoulder grounded. Back to center, little boat or circles. I also like to do egg beater, where one hand on each knee, swirling the thighs open. How does that feel in your hips? One direction and the other. Pulling the knees as wide as it feels good. Let's pause and hold the kneecaps. Let your ankles dangle for a moment. Choosing to stay here or come into the setup for happy baby. Hands behind the knees, gentle counter pressure. Option to grab the feet. Choosing stillness or rocking side to side. Choosing to stay here or soles of the feet together. Option to bind around the blades. Not everyone has the arm length, or maybe your hips are tight. You're going to hold your inner ankles instead if that feels better. Attempt to pull those feet a little bit towards you while knees press away. And then we're going to take those feet to the floor. Knees fall to the side. You don't have to use block. If it's uncomfortable, you're going to stick a block under each knee. And let's bring our arms into cactus, recline goddess. 5 breaths here. Spread the nails, anchor. And close the legs, thighs to chest, little boat or circles. Take your feet in the air. Point and flex. Roll out the ankles. Fan the toes. Legs fall wide and massage inner thighs. Point and flex. And either holding your inner knee flesh or arms to a T, let's take 5 breath rounds here. Can you find the surrender in a pose where your body might feel limited? Some of the surrender comes from our mind and our breath, and some of it comes from physical limitations. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. And inhale 5. Exhale. Help close your legs. Let's do thread the needle and then we'll get up. So knees are bent, one fist width apart. Right foot flexes onto left knee and your right hand's gonna push that knee away. Take that right thumb, massage the hip and thigh where they intersect. Left thigh comes towards you, so here's a little dance in our body. Right palm pushes right knee away, while left hand pulls left knee closer. So one, it's that resistance in the hip, almost like we're squaring it off. You can also do this if you're sitting in a chair. When you pull that left thigh towards you, whether it's hands behind the thigh or hands on the knee or using a strap, what do you notice about the right hip, right glute? Can you use that long, slow exhale to be the place of surrender? And then shake it out. Feet to the mat. Left thigh, left foot flex up to right knee. Reach down and massage with the left thumb. Then we're going to take right thigh towards you. Left hand pushes left knee away. I can feel a huge difference in my dominant hip. Let's take a few breaths here. then shake it out. Okay. Roll onto your side. I'm going to take 2 breath pause. Close your eyes. If we were doing Shivananda yoga, we would be taking 1 or 2 minute Shavasana between each pose. My ego or mind would go crazy with that many stop starts. So let's come into tabletop. Palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Just take a moment here, feeling your kneecaps pressing into your floor and the palms pressing the floor. And slowly tuck, tilt. So you're doing a mini cat-cow, moving within the spine and the hips. And then coming to neutral, get ready to, I haven't done this in a while, left foot steps back, then right, shifting your weight forward into high plank, or some of you may be coming into low plank. How does that feel? I don't know. I'm going to come back to high plank. It's what I feel comfortable with. I know some of you have injuries in the wrists and the shoulders, so low plank is more what's available to you. That's fine. Oh, Fern, I'm cursing you. I can't believe how quickly your body falls out of habit not doing this. I want to make sure my weight is equally distributed on the wrists as well as my ankles or my toes. So use that deep inhale, exhale as your superpowered body time in this pose. Feel the heat building inside the limbs. Maybe feel it in your core. We're almost at a minute. Oh, good job, guys. I just ate a big breakfast. Oh, that was 1 minute. I'm gonna take a mini break just because my COVID baby is not interested in doing physical work or effort today. Good job, guys. Keep going. Ooh, Fern, this is a gift for you. The lazy ego in me would like to get rid of the plank. 30 more seconds, guys. We can do this. Maybe I'll try a half plank for 30 seconds. See how that feels. Oh, look, you can come into a dolphin as a break. And we're almost there, guys. 5 more seconds, you can do it. Knees down, extended child's pose. And then back up. Okay, we're gonna do some sun salutations because we didn't do them yesterday. And I know some of you crave this routine. Tuck your toes, walking towards the top of your mat. Bend your knees so you can come to a full forward fold. Let your head go. Grab your arms, gently swing. And the arms to the side, rise up, reach up. Exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant. Let's lower down. Face to the floor, 1 breath, sleeping cobra. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Pick up your head, gently stare forward, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog. Pedaling your dog. How does that feel in the calf and the foot? Right foot forward, left knee back, low lunge. Rise. So you're gonna stay here squared off, or tuck and rise. Hands release. Feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Inhaling up, exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, lower down. 1 breath, sleeping cobra. Pick up your head, baby cobra. Press back, downward dog. Pedal once more. Left foot forward, right knee back. low lunge. So I might choose low and strong, or tuck and rise. Hands release, feet together, fold, rise, heart center. Inhaling up, one more side, one more on each side. Exhale, fold. Half back, fold, plant, chaturanga. Slowly lower. One breath, sleeping cobra. And then deciding how much higher you want to make your cobra. So engage, lift, 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 or up dog. Down dog. Right foot in the air, three-legged dog, something different. Bend, come through, high lunge. Rise, knees stay stacked. Hands release. Feet together, fold. Rise, heart center. One more on each, one more period. Inhale up, exhale fold. Half back, fold, plant, lower. One breath, sleeping cobra. Pick up your head, baby cobra, or up dog. Down dog. Left foot forward, right foot back, high lunge. Rise. Hands release. Feet together, fold. Rise, heart center. So, I'm going to revisit a couple of things we did yesterday just to see if we can build upon it. And one of them is, oh no, free show, frog. So I'm going to come into tabletop, walk the knees wide, ankles come out at a right angle. Not everyone is that going to happen. Some of us are going to have relaxed feet, some are flexed. I'm going to come on my forearms, stack my fists. And from two things can happen. You might resist depending on how rubbery your mat is. In this case, I'm not on my mat. My pants are sliding on the floor, creating a slow deepening of this stretch. You're going to decide what your body prefers. And the goal is not to have your pelvis fully on the floor. I actually don't. I think it's unhealthy to be that low down, and you still need a bit of resistance. I might come forward and back. I might engage my core here. Enjoy. And then when you've had enough, inchworm in. Let's touch our feet together, legs wide, and do our wide leg extended child's pose. Chest to the floor. 2 breaths here. And then upright. Okay. Let's do, we haven't done wide leg forward fold for a while, but it's a really passive. I'm calling it passive only because you're not cranking your body into a shape, and gravity decides how big you're going to go. We did this on our back with our legs wide, and now we're going to do it letting gravity help to stretch, okay? So I'm going to come as wide as it feels good. Doesn't have to be super wide. I'm going to move that bum flesh out of the way. Sitting up nice and straight. Hands tented, chest forward, and then relax. And as I push my chest forward, my body naturally wants to start to fold forward, and then back. Forward, and then back. Can you look at your feet? Keep them flexed, heels grounded, toes to the sky. Resist the urge for the feet to also come forward. So feet are to the sky, and I'm gonna hinge. Oh, and I can feel that inner thigh. This is great if you're sitting at a desk, stretching the lower back, and then come back up. So my feet are anchored. The movement is happening in my body, my hips, my lower back. Option to come a little forward. Keep those feet flexed. I'm going to stare forward. Oh my. And then come back up. The feeling is very subtle and intense. Only I can feel it inside my own body. This is your practice, so I shouldn't need to see it. You don't have to forward fold. For some of us, this is our fold, what's happening in the inner thighs here. And then up. Subtle, look for that subtle stretch. Hinge forward and back up. So when we were on the floor with our legs in the air doing the same thing, I do recommend if you really want more subtle hip stretches, you're gonna do that exact same pose but with your bum against the wall and your legs against the wall. And you might start up here, depending on your day, Close your eyes, do a few breaths, and guess what? The legs slowly fall open. Everyone's body's gonna be different. So I could keep doing this for 10 breaths, 10 forward folds. Find this to be your moving meditation. You don't even need your whole practice. It's like I'm dipping my toe into the water over and over till my body feels that it's warm enough to go in. My hips are very slowly, subtly opening. And eventually, you may choose to come into full dragonfly onto the floor, or you may not. And I'm gonna close my legs, roll out the ankles. Okay, let's do our sitting up, rock the baby. We did it lying down yesterday. Left foot's on the floor, right knee bends. Come and grab the blade. I'm gonna stir the soup, one direction then the other. Hear a nice click. I'm gonna rock side to side. I'm gonna do this sideways because you do have the option to turn it into reclined swan, reclined pigeon. Now some of us can use momentum to come back up. Rock the baby, stay here, or come into full monkey bind, or lying down, reclined swan. Very nice, and come back to rock the baby. So it all depends on your hip. And I'm gonna cheat and use momentum to come back up. Roll it out. Let's do the other side. Left knee bends, grab the blade. Bicycle, one then the other. Circle, soup, and then side to side. And then option to turn it into full rock the baby. Or lie down, recline pigeon. Enjoy this stretch. Or coming back up. Everyone's gonna have a different variation. And shake it out. We're back in Dandasana, our staff pose. I'm gonna bring the soles together. Gently press those soles into each other. Possibly push inner thighs wider. So often you guys ask me what music I'm using for our classes. I'm really enjoying having YouTube on in the background, and I pick a ambient, often it's study music, has really pretty imagery. Today it's all oceans, it's live from Japan somewhere. Sometimes there's ambient ones for anxiety, for deeper sleep. So there's lots of things out there that aren't your typical yoga music, and I like that there isn't really a break in songs. It's just this beautiful sound bath. Okay, I'm in diamond. For some of us, this is as far as it's gonna go. For some of us, we might move in closer, bind around the feet, bound angle. For years, I thought this pose was called bound ankle. It's also called bound or recline or cobbler. The idea that I'd be working on my shoes. We've often talked about the connectivity between our ankle mobility and our hip mobility. So in bound angle or bound ankle, I can start to open up my feet. And to me, it's like a little key linking ankle, knee mobility, hip, that as I open, let's do my non-dominant first. I'm gonna start with my right foot. As I open that ankle, I feel this beautiful turning or opening it deep inside my hip, and then relax. Now I'm gonna come to my dominant foot, which is a lot tighter, and I might want to add a bit of assistance with the hand on the inner left knee and open. Oh, it feels really good. Now I might put them together, and we call this opening the book. So your feet are together, slowly open them depending on your ankle mobility. I feel like when you come to your yoga practice, you almost are when you see a baby in a crib, that awe as they discover different parts of their body, when they go to put their foot in their mouth, when they can spend hours staring at their own body parts and exploring them with their mouth and the sounds. That's what yoga is. You're coming back to your own body. And it doesn't really matter what anybody else's body can do. For some of us, the physical body is a beautiful distraction from what's going on in our lives. And for some of us, it's the only time of stillness in our day. So don't beat yourself up if you're not this muscular athletic thing that you thought that was your yoga practice. The yoga practice is here and here. My yoga practice has been accepting that my body isn't athletic during COVID. I'm just shocked at how shifting from 13 classes a week to 5 has dramatically changed my physical form. But I'm gonna leave my ego out of it. And then I'm gonna roll it out. Oh, that's enough for that. And let's do fire logging. I love this pose. We haven't done it in a while. Very intense. So I'm gonna bend right leg flex, bend at a right angle. I'm on the blade of my right foot. Then I'm gonna take left foot flex. I'm taking that left ankle on top of my inner right knee. My left knee sometimes is over top of my flexed right ankle. If I look down, it's supposedly like a little campfire shaped, like a cabin shaped campfire, so that it's squared off, flexed. If I see the ankle falling on the inside, then I've lost the whole point of this pose. And guess what it is? It's almost like I've taken two rock the baby poses, or two pigeons, and stacked them. That flexed ankle. Hands to the floor, sit up straight, stand up on your chest. For some of us, this might be enough. Some of you want a hinge. That's going to take the stretch a little deeper. It's not that different than we do thread the needle on the floor. Let's take 3 breaths. Close your eyes. Go inside the left hip. What's happening? Look for that resistance and breathe through it like you're trying to push on through the next level or put on tight jeans. And slowly through breath, thought, and a gentle movement, we push through that resistance in our body. Or accept that we're not coming into this fold. And I'm gonna come out, lean back, shake it out, showgirl legs. Left foot lands. Most of my right-handed friends, I think this side should be easier. No, I don't know. No. Right foot flexes onto inner left knee. Left ankle's flexed. I'm cutting the floor with the blade of my left foot. Right knee over top. This is intense. I'm gonna sit up straight for a moment. Then I'm gonna add hand to the floor resistance. Push into the floor, stand up straight in your chest. Notice where the tugging goes all the way down to the hips as I lengthen my torso. Option to attempt to hinge. And then slowly come out. And shake it out. And as a very quick final pose, I think we might do hips part 3 tomorrow. I'm gonna flip my legs to the left, mermaid, and I hope you feel how much easier this feels or available to you today than when we did it for the very first time at the beginning of class yesterday. Our body does grow and change, and I think we're more like plasticine than we think. We are capable of changing within our body if we change the habits that created those stagnant pieces. So I'm gonna flex, sit up straight. You could take 4 breath rounds here. Close your eyes. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale. Inhale 2, stand up tall. My left inner knee is rooting down, my left sits bone's rooting down. Exhale. Inhale 3, stand up tall. Exhale. And inhale 4. I'm going to take the hands in front of me without lifting that bum cheek and attempt to fold. And inhale 5. Exhale, possibly fold without lifting your left bum cheek. And come on out. Roll out your ankles. Legs flip to the right. Stand up tall. Woo. Option to hinge. And let's stand up tall for a moment. Inhale 1. Attempting to push that right sits bone down. So some of it's in my mind's eye. The effort is coming inside my mind. Sometimes my body goes along with the ride, sometimes it doesn't. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale, and here's where you have the option to attempt a forward fold. A lot of you said you found this very challenging. Inhale 5. Keep the right sits bone down. And come back out. Roll out your ankles. Awesome. So, You've done enough pieces in the last 2 days to nudge your hips. Let's see how they feel tomorrow. But I do want to continue that momentum because it seems to be a universal issue. Today's reading is I welcome miracles into my life. So I had someone the other day explaining how ill their father was. And in one breath, they were like, yeah, I accept this is happening. They could tell that they were told they only had, say, 4 weeks left with their father. But guess what? They also said I'm open to miracles, which is blind faith. And most religions acknowledge blind faith or miracles. So think of something that's been plaguing you, or you're sad, or you're worried about. Could you be open to something completely out of the medical and science world happening? Maybe you have experienced this already. I welcome miracles into my life. Be open to miracles today. You will experience a miracle each time you decide to let life love you a little bit more than before. So it comes from a place of open to happiness, open to gratitude, open. And if you already lead a life closed, I'm shocked how many people who I think are positive walk around saying, this isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. If you keep saying it over and over, maybe that's the only thing that's being unveiled to you. So thinking positively, think of the miracle you're hoping for. It could be tiny. The light in me sees the light in you. I miss you all very much. Have a beautiful afternoon. Namaste.